Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Take time to heal after a breakup. And you know what, this is very important because look, I don't care who you are, you can be top of the line as a man, getting all the women. You went through a breakup. In fact, the men at the top of the line, a lot of things that set them on their path was a breakup. Oh yeah, some dudes just say, look, I'm just gonna be a dog, I'm gonna be a player. After a breakup is their response to it. So that's something that's just universal. That's just universal. It happens. And then sometimes it don't even have to be the woman necessarily leaving you. It could be, just a mutual thing. And you might not be as happy afterwards. You got used to this person, not just the sex, but the companionship, talking with them. They were part of your life. Or then you could even be in a situation where you had to leave the woman. Now, let's be real. Let's talk about that for a second. A lot of times, most of the time, women are the ones initiating breakups, divorces, and all of that. But there are times a man has to do it. But think about something. If a man has to break up from a woman, there was some jacked up shit going on. When he just said, you know what, not even a pussy worth it. That's what yeah, I said pussy, but it could be she was toxic or something. Okay, that's still an issue. Look, you breaking up from that person, first of all, they were part of your life, they were part of your routine. They were in your house, they were in your bed, y'all were hanging out, y'all were doing stuff. Shoot, y'all might have taken time to talk about marriage. Y'all could have been married. It's a lot to it because that person they become literally a part of you. Your body is used to that person. Let me get deep into that. You're not just connecting like just on some like intangible emotion. Your body is used to the sex. You know what? Or just the sexual thing, more too, but I'll bring that more in a second. Let's talk about that sex thing real quick. I remember I learned that game back in college, decades ago, freshman year. I was talking with some of the older fellas and they were saying, yeah, you got so used to getting sex and everything. You got so used to getting sex that, you break up, all of a sudden you're going to want to pay for it. And in fact, this other relationship counselor and stuff, older brother, I'll shout his name out, Russell Price. He talked about severance pussy. And he said as a cop, a lot of times the men he had to deal with the men who just realized they weren't getting sex anymore. And he was joking around saying, yeah, maybe women need to give him a severance package or something. Hey, that's just the sex. What about the emotional stuff? Even though we're not supposed to be emotional, after a while, you dealing with a woman, she in your life, you're just going to be some emotional connection. You used to this person. You probably told this woman some stuff that you wouldn't tell the public. All of a sudden, they no longer in your life. And you'd be looking up and you'd be like, hold up. And like I said, about the body, it's not just a sex thing, but your body is going to respond a certain way. Your body is going because, okay, she around, she's bringing some peace to your body. You chilling, you not as stressed. She could have been somebody helping you through the stress. Or indeed, she could have been bringing you stress. And see, that's something else too. Whatever the case, you just used to that woman. Okay, you breaking up, that's severance. Seriously. I'm gonna tell you what, there's a lot of guys messed up and you can trace it to a breakup. There's some guys out there, they might have had a good girlfriend. I'm aware of instances like a guy might have been young, had that really good girlfriend. They weren't on no player thing, but they broke up and they've been messed up from it since. And it's easy to say, oh yeah, just get another woman. No, every guy's different. You don't know what the connection is. Here's the thing. If you have it, take time to heal. I don't care what the situation was, whether she cheated on you, whether she rolled out, or whether you needed to leave her away. Just take some time. Don't get mad at her. First of all, sit back and ask yourself, okay, what went wrong there? What went wrong? Examine it. And you're going to be mad sometimes. You're going to want to curse her out and all of that. Try to avoid any contact. Try to avoid any as best as possible. Take some time for yourself. And then if you have to, if it's absolutely necessary, you talk to her. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. If it's a part of your healing so you can move on, not to get back with her, but to move on. Take time, sit back a bit. Because look, takes two to tango, you were in there too. Let your body heal from that. Seriously, let your body heal. Like it or not, your body was connected as well. So let your body heal from that situation. Take whatever time you need. It could be a few weeks, it could be a few months, it could be a year. I remember an elder, he was talking about it took him like 2 years to heal from a divorce. It took him 2 years. He called it 2 years of recovery, And especially if there's a situation where there was abuse. For the fellas, hey, women can be just as emotionally abusive. In fact, that's their way of abusing, if they're going to be abusive. And actually some physical abuse as well. Take time to heal from that. If you have to get therapy, professional help, go for it. Don't have any stigma or shame against it. Or if you don't want to pay it, find somebody you can talk to. Whatever your spiritual path is, maybe talk to a spiritual leader. But take time to heal. Don't bring your shit from that other woman, whatever the situation was, to another one. Because I'm going to tell you what, let me go a little deep. People, men or women, tend to, like, they'll break up, but they haven't solved the issue. They'll break up from somebody. They haven't solved the issue that got them in that situation to begin with. All they do is bring it to the next person and the next person. Then it becomes a vicious cycle. Only way you want to be happy is you need to stop and say, okay, why was I with that person to begin with? What was it about her? Or if you're a woman watching this, what was this about him? But it's mostly men, so we're going to stick with the men. What was it about her that got you there to begin with? What did you do? What was she doing? What were the red flags you were ignoring? You look back at all of that, and then you simply don't make that mistake again. You be honest with yourself. The other week I talked about being honest about your life. Be honest why you were even in that relationship. It's because she was fine. You had all the red flags in the world saying she'd be a problem, but she had a fat ass though. Okay, you gotta ask yourself, okay, what you should learn from that. Look at a woman for more than what her physicality is. Now, I've always said, I've never majorly been played, never majorly be played. Yeah, some minor stuff. And that favorite story I got about supposed to meet some woman and she stood me up twice. Didn't show up. I learned from that. That situation never happened again. You learn from it. You're just like, okay, how did I even get there? How did I even get in that position? Were you dealing with a woman like a prominent one? So a lot of guys that deal with a woman because no other woman's dealing with them. You settle for that woman. You weren't feeling her. You saw all the stuff, but she was the only woman going to give you some sex. Okay. First of all, one lesson you get from that specific instance is, okay, you got to look at a woman greater than that. Or you got to put yourself in a position where you don't have to deal with a woman just for sex. Just for sex. If that was the situation, you put yourself in a bad thing for that. Or sometimes some guys might deal with some woman because of, their social position in life, their spiritual affiliation, supposed to be married or something. Okay, you got to look at that. You got to examine all of that and say, okay, this is why I was here. And then you correct it. But it takes time. It takes time. Some it might be quick, some it might take a while, but take that first. That way, when all that negative stuff is out of the way, then you can go into another one fresh. And it might be, let's just be real. Relationships are a vehicle for growth, for personal growth. So you probably run into something, it'll just be something different, but you learn there. You learn there as well. So, but the bottom line is, take time to heal from a breakup. All right? Learn the lesson. Don't repeat the mistakes. All right? So that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.